guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan, and we are going to be starting our 11th year of homeschooling. I am a big history lover, so this video today is my favorite subject to share about, especially because I feel like we have really found our history unicorn. Over the years, we have used a few different history curriculum, such as My Father's World, Story of the World. We've used a little bit of Mystery of History and some master books as well. But this has really been our favorite, and so it is no surprise if you've been around my channel that we are continuing on next year once again with BiblioPlan. This year we're going to be diving into the 4th year of BiblioPlan, which is modern history, and I can't wait to share it with you. Today, we are going to chat about history curriculum. We are continuing to use BiblioPlan. Now, I'm super excited about using their modern history even more so this year because they actually just released an updated version of the modern history cycle. So that it's got some great updates in it. And we are actually going to be using this from elementary all the way through high school. So my oldest is going to be a freshman this year, and so he will be using this gigantic big boy here. He actually is really excited about this. We have looked through and seen some of the cool pictures and what he's going to be learning alongside us as a family. I can't wait to share with you guys, just as we are going throughout this upcoming school year, how it works pulling in a high schooler with their own textbook into this family cycle. Now, if you are not familiar with BiblioPlan, it is a classical literature-based history, and this is kind of the heart of your program here. It used to be called the Family Guide. Now it's called Lesson Plans Plus. I still call it the Family Guide just because it's in my vernacular to use that, but I love this so much. So this is all of your plans laid out for history. Now, what's cool about BiblioPlan is you can piece together what works for your family. So this is the text that you use typically with BiblioPlan. This is the one, it's a lot smaller, as you saw, than the high school one. But this is their text. Now, if you have a lot younger children, like really young children, or maybe you just prefer to use something like Story of the World or Mystery of History, what's cool is inside the Lesson Plans Plus book, you actually have a layout which gives daily other texts that you can use. So you can use their BiblioPlan text, or you can use other spines like the Usborne History, Story of the World, the Story of Civilization, A Child's First Book of American History, History of the United States, Mystery of History, and a couple of other resources as well. So if you are a person that likes to have multiple texts for history to pull from, then this lays that out for you. It tells you exactly which pages or chapters that you will find whatever the day's information is on, so that you can use this with all of the awesomeness of having read alouds by age to go with each one, suggestions for writing depending on whether they're in the logic or rhetoric stage, videos for each week that correlate with the different historical events, all of those things. That's why I said this feels like more of the heart of the program right here, but this is what we're going to be using. So let me explain the ages and exactly what we are using for our history next year, as far as like the components that you can get to go with the BiblioPlan history. So I already showed you kind of a glimpse at how this is laid out. I have already gone through and put stars beside or made notes in my own personal notebook about different read alouds based on the ages of my kids. or assigned reading based on the ages of my kids. I have been working on that. That's something that I think is really fun to do over the summer as far as planning. But you don't have to do it that way. You could literally open up this lesson plans book and do it week by week and decide week by week or every couple of weeks what you guys are going to be pulling in to read alongside your history, if literature-based history is your jam. Now, side note, I did do a video recently comparing 3 different literature-based histories that we have used or that are popular. I compared BiblioPlan with Story of the World and My Father's World. So if you're interested in any of those 3 or just want to know more about them, I will link that video down below as well. It gives a good detailed explanation of the differences and what you may find valuable in each one. So moving on, the ages that I will have next year is kindergarten, 1st, 4th, 5th, 7th, and 9th grade. As I mentioned, my 9th grader will be following along in the text alongside us. He has specific reading that he will do. And then the rest of my kiddos will be gleaning from this text. With my kindergarten and 1st grader, I do not expect them to sit and listen as we read through the text. Typically, they're in the room and they do hear whatever I'm reading. However, my expectation is not for them to sit with us the whole time that we're doing history and sit attentively and do all that. But what I love about the Lesson Plans Plus is that there is a section that has picture books for kindergarten through 2nd grade. What I typically will do is each week I will get on our library website and put on hold for the upcoming week or 2 some books that are on those lists. So they're still getting the historical aspect of what we're learning about as a family during our morning basket or just read aloud time. I love that about this curriculum. So they're still engaged in that. Along with my 9th graders text, he also is going to be going through the cool history for upper middles. This is basically worksheets. I like to call them note sheets because that's really how I have him do it. It's more so he likes to use them to kind of track along with the reading, to take notes about whatever he's reading. There are exams that come, I think, in a PDF format that you can get to go with this or that come with this when you order it. And so he will be using that. Then as a family, we use the timeline books, and I love the quality of pictures in the timeline books. The timeline books are just laid out real simply like this. It gives a description of the different event or person, and then the pictures are in the back, and you can cut those out and paste those onto where they go on the timeline. So the way we do this is when we finish reading for the week, we will go back through as a family and we will talk about the different pictures for the week and place them on the timeline, and each child will take turns placing their picture or event on the timeline as well. The next thing that we'll be using is the coloring pages. I like to get these because we like to keep hands busy. It helps them engage and focus more on the reading during our history. Helps put a face with it as well, or an event. And then also we will be using this for some added fun. This is the Hands-On Modern History, Learning Culture Through Crafts, Food, and Fun. So this is a supplement you can get to add on, and depending on what you're learning about that week, it will mention in the lesson plans if there is some hands-on activity that they can do in here, and you can pick some different things based on the week. There's all kinds of suggestions for crafts, for different recipes and things like that. So we like to pull this in as well. Now, for the remainder of this video, I'm going to just take some time to flip through some of the pages in the text and in some of these resources. There are actually more resources to choose from than this. And like I said, you can really tailor it to what you need. So if all you want is the text, the lesson plans that has all the read alouds and other resources, and say the coloring book, then you could get those. Or maybe you want to use Story of the World as a text, but you want the lesson plans. You could buy the lesson plans, even the timeline, things like that. Whatever it may be, whatever fits your family and that particular year of homeschool for you, you can really take this and tailor it for your needs. Another thing that they offer, we won't be using it, however, they do offer live classes and self-paced classes for the different levels of their history. So if that is something that you're interested in, I would recommend that you go check that out on their website as well. In the description box down below, you will also find a coupon code for BiblioPlan to get a percentage off. So I will drop that down in the description as well. But now I'm going to turn the camera around, play a little bit of music, and flip through some of this curriculum so you can see exactly what we're going to be doing. So as I mentioned previously, this is the high school text, and while it is very thick, it is broken down into very doable chunks of reading. My oldest is already pretty excited about diving into this year. One of the things that I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video is that I love BiblioPlan even more because it is presented from a Christian worldview. And it is just a wonderful, thorough, honest history program, and I just absolutely love and adore it. So this text is actually the one that you use with elementary through middle school, and we have really enjoyed these. Another thing I wanted to mention about this text as well as the high school text is you can actually buy the MP3 version of the textbooks as well. So if that's something you like to do, maybe take it on the go, or maybe you prefer to have it read while you and your family look through the pictures and follow along, whatever it may be, it offers the option to have an MP3 version of the textbook. So this is the cool history component, and this is basically worksheets that you can use. Like I said, I'm going to use them more of kind of a note sheet for my oldest son, but I have used some of the other levels as well for middle school and upper elementary as well out of this. And so these are great even if you just want to use them as discussion. There also is a discussion guide available if that's something that you would like to add on to your package as well. It's totally up to you. So as you can see, this curriculum really is so rich and full of so many resources. The resources are endless and at your fingertips, and that is why we love this so much. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you are not subscribed, click that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys on future videos. Thanks so much, guys, and have a blessed day.